So one of the most prevalent addictions that I see in my practice and in my community is food addiction. And, part of the reason this is so prevalent is because it's not something that we talk about. It's become politically incorrect to talk about that kind of stuff. And I don't see why, because, I've been really thin and I've been pretty overweight, and I can tell you that both of those are symptoms of much bigger problems. But, in both cases, I did not really understand why it was happening. And, it's all about control. It's all about control. And like when you try to control things instead of being in the flow and listening to your intuition, then you're probably going to have a lot of trouble because you can't control anything. And I mean, I would just like to tell everybody, like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm really just trying to trust. So the first thing to let go of, if you want to really let go of that food addiction, is the need to control and to feel that you have to control. So like I hear people saying, well, I can't eat that. I just have to stop myself. And it's like, why do you want to eat it? That's the question. It's not what you want, it's why. And if you want to eat it because it tastes good and it's going to feel good going into your body, then that's a food addiction. And it's okay, like sometimes I do it too. I just go, okay, this is something that I'm going to do because I feel like it's going to help me feel better for 5 minutes, and it's not going to have major ramifications for me health-wise. So last night I had sprouted bread with no sugar peanut butter and dark chocolate chips on it, and a little cinnamon on top. And that was really good. But it was still a little bit too sweet for me, so I probably won't be able to do all of that next time. But, I really started to notice how when I just listen to my body and let it tell me what it wants. Now, I'm not talking about when you're in the food addiction, you can't, because your body's going to tell you it wants ice cream and chocolate, or burgers and fries, or whatever your thing is. And but that's not really your body, that's your addiction. And so the way that you get through the addiction is that you just, you work on the energy but underneath it. And so everyone that has this addiction, addictions are based in shame. So that's something that has been never challenged. When you have shame about anything, basically shame is defined as anything that you don't want people to know, that you're ashamed of it. And if you're afraid that people are going to find out, because shame and fear are similar vibration. And so when you really want to look at that and shift out of your addiction to food, then you have to be very mindful. And being mindful as far as, okay, so I'm getting ready to make a choice about what I want to eat. So on one hand, I have this salad. It's a superfood salad with kale and, carrots and all that good stuff. On the other hand, I have these donuts, okay? And so, you're looking at your choices and you're like, well, the donuts look really good and they'd taste good, but you can see that the salad would give you more in the long run. And so what I started doing was I just looked at the salad and I looked at whatever the other thing was, temptation-wise, whatever it is for you. And I looked at the vibration of the food. And I looked at the salad is a very high vibration. It's a live, really healthy food, nutritionally dense. Cake or donuts or cookies or whatever are not. They are basically worthless nutritionally. And I know some people are going to say, oh, you can make healthy. Yeah, okay. But I'm just saying, a superfood salad versus a muffin or anything, no matter what it's made of, is going to be easier for your body to process. And, again, no shame involved. We're letting go of the shame and we're just observing it. So then you decide. And you decide how you want to feel. And if you want to increase your vibration, then you'll have the salad. If you are okay with not increasing your vibration or lowering it, then you'll have the other thing. And it's totally okay. I don't care what choice you make. This is your journey. And so what you can end up doing is then you'll start to go, okay, well, last time I did this, I chose this and I didn't feel good. I woke up had a stomach ache, whatever happens to you when you eat that stuff. Because I mean, what I used to do is I'd eat it right before bed and then go to bed and wake up in the morning and have to have a bunch of coffee because I just felt terrible. So when you wake up in the morning and you're sluggish, that's a toxic reaction. So you'll start to see that you're being mindful about what you're putting in your body, and then you start to actually shift out of it, because you know that whole thing about awareness, self-awareness is the master key. So knowing that, then you can, the next time you have a choice like that, it'll be easier. And you know, and then of course I always would encourage you, if you have, you know, options to do energy work with a qualified professional, then that's a great way to get through a lot of this stuff. You know, updating those inner child wounds and healing those agreements with your family, like that's all really important to be doing. And if you don't know how to do that, then find somebody that knows how to do it. I mean, there's a lot of great options for help, and I'm so encouraged that there are many options for you. So anyway, the letting go of those inner child wounds and letting go of those agreements will set you free from the energetic pull and give you an option, or an opportunity I should say, to create a little space between the energy. And so then the next time you really want to choose the pizza or the donut, but then you start to understand that when you have that, then you don't feel good physically, and you also don't feel good energetically. So that's all I have for you today, and I hope this was helpful. Please let me know, and like, share, subscribe. Namaste.